When you're an international spy on the run like Jason Bourne, holding multiple citizenships and passports in a Swiss bank are indispensable for shaking off your pursuers.
You, red bag, stop right there!
And shaking off even one country's citizenship in favour of another is something few of us ever contemplate or actually do. But for the estimated 9 million US citizens living abroad, the cost of renouncing that citizenship is considered so expensive, it's the subject of a class action lawsuit at this Washington, D.C. court.
Renouncing US citizenship currently costs $2,350 US, and it's not cheap for Jamaicans to renounce their citizenship, $1,000. But it costs just $73 to become a non-Canadian. And in France and Japan, it's free. The US State Department has announced it plans to reduce its fee to $450. That was the amount it charged from 2010, but cited a spike in demand and higher administrative costs for the huge increase in 2014.
Hors de question.
There's no way I'm paying even 1 cent to the US.
Aux États-Unis.
Fabien Lahagre was born in the US and moved to France when he was just 18 months old. He remains a US citizen by virtue of an automatic birthright enshrined in the Constitution for those born in the US mainland and most of its overseas territories. Imagine you're born in a country where you've never lived. Imagine you're 70 and suddenly you're liable for a lifetime of taxes just because you were born on US soil. Fabien runs the Association of Accidental Americans and is leading a lawsuit demanding reimbursement for an estimated 30,000 people who've paid the current fee to give up their US citizenship.
This case follows a similar class action lawsuit that goes to the heart of how the US taxes its citizens. As a United Kingdom national living, working and paying my taxes here in the US, I don't pay any back in the UK thanks to a treaty aimed at avoiding double taxation.
Dozens of countries around the world have the same arrangement because they have what's called a residency-based tax policy. But the US has a citizenship-based tax plan. That means its citizens abroad are subject to taxes regardless of where they earned income.
So US citizens abroad still have to file an annual tax return and can be on the hook for additional taxes, even if there are various credits and deductions to mitigate that. So the only way to get out of it is to renounce US citizenship.
Under a law aimed at preventing tax evasion, US citizens like Fabien must also reveal to US tax authorities bank accounts held in other countries. There are legal consequences for non-compliance, though complying can also be problematic. This law is such a constraint, we're seeing a number of French banks refusing to take US citizens as customers, so you can't get a loan or credit. It's discrimination. Even if the exorbitant US fees are reduced, the US says there's no guarantee they won't go up again. So Fabien is looking for a permanent solution. We want something from the US courts that confirms we have a constitutional right to renounce US citizenship and aren't subject to the vagaries of the US State Department. And if Donald Trump wins his bid to become president again next year, he plans to wade into this controversy.
This policy is a reward for breaking the laws of the United States and is obviously a magnet helping draw the flood of illegals.
The Republican frontrunner is reviving a pledge to end automatic birthright citizenship for children born in the US to immigrants who arrived illegally. Owen Fairclough, CGTN, Washington.